Hello, 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 and good evening, everyone. I know there are thousands of people throughout the world who are just dying to see my live streams, and that's why I do it. I mean, honestly, I just have so many fans all over Nakanoku, and it's just so nice to see everyone back here again as usual. No, I'm not going to kid myself. Absolutely no one is watching, but that's okay, because I'm here for what? Me. That's right. But I do want to get into tonight's topic, which is, again, erotic fiction story hour, which I absolutely loved last time. I really had a good time doing it. Tonight is erotic fiction story hour, and we are going to be reading part 2. That's right, part 2 of Chris Pratt's Great Day. Oh, that's right. I am so excited for this because I really had a good time the first time. So, as always, our stories are being taken from nifty.org. And if you can see up here, the author of the story is L. Stone. His name is Levi Stone, and he is the author of Chris Pratt's Great Day, Part 2. That is right. I loved the first one, and so we are going to get into the second one. And if you loved the story, please support the author and the website. The address is right here on the screen right now, donate.nifty.org/donate.html. And if you want to support me, please feel free to do so. You can go down to the bottom and go to paypal.me/gomadango to throw some coins my way, because I like to buy things too. All right, so let's get started. Now, for those of you who don't remember, last time Chris Pratt was visiting Oklahoma because he was doing some kind of bullshit job. Who knows what that was about? I have no idea. But while he was there, he decided to get a massage by a local guy named Matt. And while they were doing the massage, a little hanky-panky happened, and it was quite rough, and then Chris decided to leave his number with Matt. So today we are going to continue with that story and see where things go. I'm very excited for this because it goes in a very good direction. I think you'll like it. All right, let's get started. Matt is excited as he gets to the airport. It has been several weeks since he met Chris Pratt at his massage studio in Oklahoma. After their wild time together, Matt sent Chris a text. Big steps. Sending texts. I love how they're still saying sending a text, though. This was obviously written like a while ago. Oh, this was only written in 2020. Okay, we're still using the word text. Okay, all right, I'm into it. Here we go. Since then, they have been texting and calling each other almost daily. Gay love. They had been getting to know each other better. Well, I fucking hope so. I mean, you're texting every day. It was about 10 days ago that Matt mentioned that he wanted to get out of Oklahoma for a while and was considering taking Chris on his offer. Taking Chris on his offer to come to California. Okay. It's midnight. We're not going to judge me for my reading pace. Through their further conversations, it was decided that Matt could actually come and stay at Chris's house. Okay, I'm sorry. You're just going to go sleep over at a celebrity's house and no paparazzi is going to be all like on your business? Doubt it. Chris still had the large home with plenty of bedrooms since his ex, with a capital E, had moved out. He was more than willing to have Matt spend some more in-person time together. Okay, so Chris's ex just moved out and Matt's about to come over. And again, TMZ isn't on this? I think not. Matt made arrangements for his clients who were scheduled out and let them know he was taking a sabbatical to California. Anytime a masseuse or priest says sabbatical, it means gay sex. Facts. He arranged his flight out and scheduled payments for utilities and such. He began packing what he needed. Hold on. He had to schedule payments for utilities? How long is he deciding to go? 10 days. No. Okay, Oklahoma for a while. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm doubting Matt and his ability to adult. So I apologize, Matt. Apologies. The day came. Bags packed and ticket in hand, Matt took a rideshare to the airport. Okay, efficient. He breezed through security. No one breezes through security, honey. And made it in plenty of time to grab a late latte. In no time, he was boarding the plane. Matt spent the time on the flight remembering he and Chris's first meeting. Like he didn't jack off to that all the time until he got on the plane, please. He thought about the man's hot ass. He thought about the man's. Okay, he's not Chris anymore. He's just the man. All right. He thought about the man's hot ass and nice cock. He looked down to his lap to notice that his own cock was responding. You don't have to look down to your lap to notice that your cock is responding. Come on. He had to shift in his seat to not be too noticeably turned on. Yeah, God forbid you're on a plane with a boner. That's pretty much everyone. Right? Okay. Matt decided to take a nap to pass the time. Good idea. Welcome to everyone. He awoke as the flight attendants were preparing for landing. The landing was uneventful, and he collected his bags. Chris gave him the address and entry code for the gate. Ooh, familiar. So Matt went to the rideshare lane. Chris gave him the address and entry code for the gate, so Matt went to the rideshare lane. I feel like these two parts of the sentence aren't really connected, meaning-wise. Anyway, he got another rideshare for efficiency because, save on gas, save the planet. The car ride took longer than he expected, but this was to be the new normal with California traffic. Am I right? Matt noticed that the properties were getting larger and more expensive looking, just like Chris. Oh, God. Guys, don't expect jokes today. They arrived at the address. They? Oh, Matt and the driver. Okay. They arrived at the address. The circle drive had a gated entrance in the middle. Woo! He collected his things and went to the gate. Okay. We're going to be entering the palatial estate now. Get ready for some goodness. After entering the code, the door unlocked. He went through. The property was surrounded in the front and sides in a tall hedge that masked the 10-foot fence walls. The view past the gate entrance was spectacular. The modern glassed house with a stunning view of the ocean below. Oh, so California. California, California, here I come. No, the OC, only me? Okay. Matt walked his bags up the short path to the front door. He was about to set his bags down to ring the doorbell when Chris came to the foyer. Chris must have been working out, and he was wearing a sweat-soaked tank top that was clinging to his muscular chest. That was the second thing that Matt noticed, as the workout shorts were very short and contouring to the actor's lower body like a tight glove. Ooh, okay. I don't hate this. Matt could tell the jockstrap Chris was wearing was working overtime to keep him in place. Okay. You don't need to wear a jockstrap when you're working out at home. I mean, no one's watching you. He's wearing the jockstrap all for his pleasure. Okay? This is what gays do. All right. Hey, Matt. I'm so glad you made it out here, Chris said as he came in for a hug. Then realizing he was covered in sweat, sorry about that. I was doing some circuit training this morning. Ah, the gays and the circuits, right? They love a circuit party. They love a circuit city. They love a circuit tree system. I mean, the gays love a circuit. No problems about the sweat. I am used to that, Matt replied with a smile, then continues, I am glad I am here too. Okay, we're starting out very polite, very, very PG, very, very kindergarten. Nothing crazy is happening yet, so hold on. Here, let me show you to your room, Chris started. It is right down the hall from the great room. Fucking rich white people naming their rooms stupid ass shit. Ugh. One day, though. One day. Chris grabbed one of Matt's bags and started walking in the house. He pointed to the open concept great room that was just past the foyer. Vocabulary. The back wall had the vista view of the ocean that Matt had seen from the outside. Well, glad we're not lying. Pointing down the hall to the right, Chris said, "Here is your room. It has an ensuite with Okay, we're gonna actually do this right. Okay, here we go. It has an ensuite bathroom with garden access to a private outdoor terrace." They're gonna fuck there later. They are gonna fuck there later. Absolutely. "My room is just down to the left, in case you want to fuck there later too." He pointed to a double door entrance that was almost across the hall. Too close to be convenient. He continued chuckling. "Sorry, my room has the ocean view with the direct pool access." Is he really sorry? Is he really sorry? Probably not. I mean, it's his house. Why is he apologizing? Chris opened the door to Matt's accommodations. The room turned out to be a suite with a small living room that led into a large bedroom sporting a California king-sized bed in the middle of the room with floor-to-ceiling windows behind it showing a walled terrace. So a walled terrace just means private, aka fuck city. To one side was a large Christopher Walken closet. The other side was the ensuite with a large soaking tub and a glassed-in garden shower that was able to be open to the terrace. Okay, there's a lot of description about the actual setup of this room. I'm not in love. I'm gonna skip. "Holy shit, this suite is huge. I can't wait to use that shower," Matt said as he came in to give Chris another hug. Unnecessary. This time he leaned in and gave the actor a wet kiss. I love how Matt is the one giving the wet kiss and he didn't even work out. Whatever. Chris melted into the hug with Matt. Their hands were running up and down their post-workout sweaty bodies. Matt found an hard nipple and began to twist and pull it without permission. All right, like, I think if you're going to twist and pull, you might want to ask first. Some people are not into that, me included. But, I mean, a lot of gays, they love the pain when it comes to the nip region. So, you know, do your best. Chris started to moan in his kiss. Moaning in the kiss. Hi. Matt snaked his other hand down lower, passing the waistband in the back, and grabbed a full hand of Chris's ass. Fill it up, okay? Excuse me, Kobadango, what would you like for today's lunch? I'd like about maybe a quarter and a pound of Chris Pratt ass, thank you. Matt pulled them closer together as they were grinding against the other's crotch. Matt's finger probed deeper in Chris's crack. Ew! It's sweaty and we don't know if he has douched. Boundaries. Causing Chris to shudder when the finger brushed his pucker. Ooh, we got some pucker brushing already. Oh, man, I love this shit, guys. If this were my full-time job, I would be the happiest bitch ever. I wish that reading porn to you would be my full-time job. Guys, let's manifest this. I will be reading other people's porn, maybe even my own porn to you sometime in the future, and getting a full paycheck. Mark my empty words. Hi, here we go. Chris began pulling at Matt's clothes, desperately needing to feel the man's skin against his. Matt raised his arms as Chris lifted his shirt. I thought it said skirt. It doesn't. Matt snagged Chris's sweat-soaked tank, I want a hyphen there, and pulled it up and over Chris's head. Chris's hands were working on Matt's pants. Work, girl! As the zipper went down, so did Chris. Oh, we're getting creative tonight, Levi. I like it. Okay. So the zipper goes down, so does Chris. Chris is a hungry little bottom. I'm not mad. Fabulous. Chris licked and kissed Matt's chest and belly. I'm not a fan of the word belly, to be honest. I prefer stomach. It just sounds a little bit more like taut, toned, ready for a photo shoot, where belly sounds a little bit more like punyo. And I'm not a big fan of that, even though dad bod central right now. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to move on. Leading down to the newly opened pants. Yes, that's right. Welcome to the grand opening of Matt's crotch. Chris tugged the pants down, and Matt's semi-hard kind of life cock flung out, "Oh, no, baby, I want something else. Semi-hard cock." Okay, Chris licked the cloth. I'm going to get copyrighted off of this live stream real quick. Chris licked the cockhead by his face a second before he lifted each leg to remove Matt's pants. That's kind of like one of those scenes you always see in a lot of porn, right? Like someone lifting legs up or like scrunching someone's like super tight jeans down like a little leg. Like you always see that. It always takes a little bit too much time and it kind of breaks the mood a little bit, but at the same time, you're kind of like, "Oh, that's so kind of you. Thank you. You really didn't have to, but thanks for doing it anyway." And that's nice. Chris looked up as his lips wrapped around his guest's cock and he began to suck it. "Okay, Airbnb bylines, I'm not hating that." Matt threw back his head with a sigh. Oh, that's not quite a sigh, I mean, but you know, like the, except with like a little bit more masculinity. When Chris's lips reached the base of his shaft. Oh! Matt placed a hand on the back of Chris's head in a totally, non-misogynistic, respecting the other kind of way, as the man began to bob up and down on his cock. That's always a good, Halloween verb. I like that one. Chris ran his hands up Matt's legs as he sucked on Matt's swelling cock. Oh, it's not swole yet. It is swelling. We got the Shinkoke action up in here. Okay, this hair, you're just going to be pushed back because mama doesn't know how to style a wig. All right, here we go. Chris worked his hands to Matt's ass and pulled Matt deeper into his throat, feeling the cockhead go in and out, up and down, to the left, to the right, to the front, and back. Matt began to feel his balls start to rise and knew he was getting already? Alright, I mean, everyone's on a different journey, but okay. Close to climaxing. He reached down and pulled Chris's mouth off of his cock. Chris was gasping a bit from the deep throating. Matt pulled Chris up, but pushed him over to the bed as soon as Chris was standing. Ooh! Time for fucking. As Matt bent over his host. I love this guest host play action. It's very, very senpai kohai, very, very joge kanke, very, very, I don't want to say something that's bad. Master slave, like a little bit of power play. It's pretty much what all sex is about. So, I mean, go for it, Matt. As Matt bent over his host, he hooked the waistband of the workout shorts and pulled them off, leaving Chris in just his jockstrap. Classic gay move. Matt leaned in between Chris's legs and lifted the the reclined man's strap-framed hole. Whoa, too much going on in this sentence. Okay, kids, let's look at this. Gather round, hearts. Leaving Chris in just between... Okay, hold on. Sorry. Leaving Chris in just his jockstrap. Okay, leaving Chris in just his jockstrap. Matt leaned in between Chris legs and lifted the up, exposing the reclined man's strap-framed hole. All right. I got through it. So can you. Chris gasped as he felt Matt's tongue swipe the bottom of the jock pouch and the drag down to his opened pucker. Chris grabbed his legs as Matt began to tease and suck on his hole. Okay, I don't hate that. Matt spread Chris's ass cheeks wider as he drove a hard tongue. Remember last week that movement again, into the tight pucker in front of him. Matt's tongue speared and explored the hole, making it #sloppy wet. Okay. Soon, Matt placed a finger at the wet entrance of Chris's hole. That was my nickname in college, Wet Entrance. Hi, nice to meet ya. With a glob of spit directly on the hole, Matt slid the finger smoothly up to his knuckle. Oh, adventurous. Chris moaned as Matt began sliding the finger in and out, brushing the prostate gland each way. Chris's moaning increased as Matt slipped a second finger in, stretching his pucker wider. Eyes wide shut. Matt continued to work his digits into the ever-relaxing hole. He reached up his other hand and began rubbing Chris's cock, straining on the drop in the drop crotch pouch. He grabbed the jock strap and pulled it off. That's a hard word to say. I mean, jock strap. He grabbed the jock strap and pulled it off. Matt stood up and aligned his hard cock at Chris's pucker. Just put it in already. Leaning forward, his cock head slid past Chris's ass ring. The rings are back. All right, we cannot have a Levi Stone story without a discussion of at least 2 rings. I mean, signature Levi. Matt pushed all in, and Chris gave a loud moan as he feels incredibly full and lustful. Okay, subject-verb agreement there. Matt rested his balls on Chris's ass, waiting for the actor to acclimate to his large cock. Okay, not bragging at all, but he has a large cock, so, good for him. We could do without that, but I mean, everyone has a different size, and all sizes are okay. It doesn't matter if it's big or small, just if you're using it well and if your partner is satisfied with that. Moving on. Chris started to wiggle on Matt's huge prong. I haven't heard that one in a while. Prong. Okay, let's keep that. Let's bring that back into the zeitgeist, shall we? Matt gripped Chris's legs and began to pump his cock in and out. He leaned down and sucked one of Chris's nipples. Chris was groaning and grunting as Matt pounded his ass. When Matt's mouth released Chris's nipple, Chris pulled the hot mouth up into a kiss. Finally, a little romance. Tongues battling, there goes the romance. As Matt feels his climax building, he broke the kiss to focus on the long dicking he started on the actor. Matt felt his cum begin to boil. Gripping Chris's legs, his pace changed to jackrabbit. The balls that had been slapping Chris's ass shot up tight to his body. Okay, so like, take on this. His cum jettisoned into Chris's ass. Chris felt the boiling jizz sear his inner places. Let's analyze. Chris felt the boiling jizz sear his inner places. I am not a big fan of jizz, especially if it's boiling. That sounds absolutely awful, and I don't want my inner places to be burned, maimed, and definitely not seared. So, to each his own, but that's not for me. As Matt pounded his final push and spurted the last of it deep. All right, so we have some non-consensual breeding happening today. Let's talk about maybe our HIV status. Let's talk about whether we're getting tested or not. Let's talk about if we're on PrEP even. I hope that comes up. Let's see. Matt pulled his cock out and dropped to his knees. Okay. We got some felching going on. I'll define that. He separated Chris's legs, gaining access to the actor's cock. Maybe we don't. Opening his lips and jaw, he swallowed the large cock to the base. Matt sucked and bobbed, again, on the hard cock in his mouth. He pushed his head further down and felt Chris's dick head enter his throat rings. Dun, 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 dun. Matt used his throat muscles massage Chris's cock, lifting quickly for catch breaths before plunging back down. See, now what I thought was going to happen was going to be a good felching session, and so that's when, after you come and you put your jizz inside someone else's butt, then you go down and you can either go directly tongue to hole, or you can use a straw, cleanliness, and suck the jizz out of the butt and then maybe do something else with it. That's called felching. Once you have that cum in your mouth, 2 options. You can get rid of it, or you can pass it on to the receiver of the cum in the first place through a kiss. And if you do that, that's called snowballing. The more you know, right? The more you know. Chris gripped Matt's head and began to face fuck the massage therapist. Okay, taking the power back. I like it. Matt relaxed his jaw, but puckered his lips tight, providing friction on the shaft as his throat was on the cockhead. He's an expert. Chris started grunting as the climax began to jet down Matt's throat. Sorry. I burped when I started thinking of taking all that jizz. Chris released his grip on Matt and lifted up to let the last jets of cum land in his mouth. Matt lifted the rest of the way off Chris's cock with pursed lips. So it's kind of like, get ready, it's kind of like, oh! Without the scream, probably. Matt climbed up on the California King bed, humble brag, next to Chris. They hug and kiss, sharing Chris's load between them. See? Snowballing. I told you. They bask in the post-coital glow. The sweat is still pooled on them. Matt pulls Chris up and they went to the shower. These two love the shower, they really do. Chris opened the garden glass door, which opened the shower to be able to use the outdoor shower as well. Not sure how that sentence worked, but I get the idea. The two shared a wonderful hot shower, taking turns washing each other's bodies. Feeling refreshed and sated, they grabbed towels to dry off. Even though the house was mostly glass, it was nicely private due to the high, hedged walls. They decided to skip clothes as Chris showed Matt the rest of the house. Okay, I don't hate this story so far, but this hair is kind of getting in the way, so we're just going to put a little bit of a thing in here and hold it back. I don't know how that's going to work since I don't have any hair underneath, but, learning as things go on. So, what have we learned so far? Barebacking with celebrities. Celebrities like to show off their really, really expensive homes. And what word did we learn that was really good? Oh, the boiling cum seared his inner places. I'm never going to forget that. They settled on the porch by the pool to enjoy some drinks. The sun was just past noon, and the rays were kissing the nude men's skin. I'm so glad you came... Oh, I'm sorry, I totally forgot. I'm so glad you came out. I think you will love it. Well, obviously he already is loving it, Chris tells his visitor as they lounge. He continues, we will have another visitor this weekend. If someone else is going to join a sex party or possibly join like me and my significant other, I want to know beforehand, at least before I come over, because I need to know what to pack. I need to know what to wear, what to bring, toys, stuff like that. Do I already know them? That kind of a thing. Don't surprise me. Really? Who is it? Matt asks. It is my buddy, Tom Holland! Ow! Chris explained. Okay, Tom Holland, Spider-Man, Chaos Walking, some other stuff I don't know because I'm too old. He is in for the weekend to do a reading for a new project. I know you will both get along well. Oh, I think that he is hot. What am I doing? I'm already doing a Tom Holland voice. Oh, I think that he is hot, Matt answered. I can't wait. When does he come in? Parentheses, my ass. He is due in after lunch sometime, Chris replied. They decided to grab food from the kitchen and eat poolside, as celebrities do. I mean, come on. If you have a pool, you might as well look at it while you feed yourself your keto diet. They continued to chat. Chris indicated that there were some service opportunities with a production company he and a few other actors had started. Oh, he has a heart and a hole. He said that the main goal was to support the actors as they had to go through the process of changing their bodies for individual roles. Oh, wow. Okay, tiniest violin right here. I don't care. That support included nutrition, exercise, specialty skills training, and mental/emotional support. Oh, how nice. Chris said that they had a talented physical therapist who did some massage, but they really needed a full-time massage therapist. Well, I see where this story series is going. They were starting to talk some details when Chris had a phone call he had to take. Matt cleared the dishes back to the kitchen. Kind. He returned to the poolside. The sun was warm, and since eating, he was feeling the jet lag catching up with him. Time to sleep naked. He laid out on one of the lounge chairs. Matt awoke some time later. Realizing he fell asleep, he was glad his skin tone was not red with sunburn, thanks in part to his Mediterranean heritage. Okay. We knew that he was from Oklahoma, but now he's a country boy with Mediterranean heritage, so now he's suddenly like, oh, tall, dark, and handsome. Oh, with a large cock, by the way. Don't forget about that part. He noticed that Chris was not in sight. He began to recognize that there were some sounds coming from not too far away. It was a very familiar sound. Okay. Let's see where this is going. Matt got up from the lounge chair and followed the sounds. As approached Chris's open glass doors to the master suite, the sounds got louder. Not only had the volume increased, but now Matt could hear two male voices, one being Chris's and the other was Tom Holland. As Matt stepped closer, he could clearly see Chris on all fours on his bed, and to Matt's surprise, Tom was behind Chris and mounting him with a abandon! Oh, that's not a bad image. Tom Holland is... Okay. The noise that most likely woke Matt was the moaning and grunting as the two were having sex. Thank you for clearing that up. Thank you for making that clear. Really appreciate that. The actors' bodies were slapping loudly together as Tom was plowing Chris's ass hard. Matt was instantly hard, unsurprised, from the view, and his hand reached down to start stroking his cock. Classic porn move. Every time two gay people are caught having sex by another gay person in a porn, the third person doesn't ever introduce themselves. They always stand in the doorway or stand behind the curtain or stand outside the window, and they just start masturbating. No matter where they are, they just start jerking off, and they think it's okay to watch, without any permission whatsoever. Usually they join and no one gives a shit if he joins or not. Everyone's yeah, okay, whatever, I fucked you before, no problem. But usually they just start by masturbating from the outside. Very, very, normalized in the gay world. He was taking in the sight. He was turned on by Chris's body, which was close to his own in height and weight. Tom's body was new to him. Ooh! Opening new paths in your sexual mind. Tom was about a head shorter than Matt, and his frame was more slender. His dark hair was short. His skin was most white. Just a hint of color on his arms and legs. Farmer tan みたいな感じね. His body was toned like the dancer that he is. Oh, okay. I didn't know he was a dancer. Billy Elliot, I guess? Okay. His legs and ass were tight, though his ass was moving piston-like in and out of Chris's ass. Yes, we heard about this already. Move on. Tom pushed Chris's chest to the bed, causing Chris's back to arch and providing deeper access into the hot ass. Not lukewarm. It's a hot one. Chris was grunting more now as the change in position had moved Tom's cock to pound directly on his prostate. Dun 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 dun. You like that? Oh, sorry. Okay, Tom Holland accent. You like that, huh? You like my dick pounding at your ass? You like riding my dick, monkey boy? Tom asked as he fucked away. Then he continued, tell me how you like it. Tell me! Yo. Don't at me about these voices. Don't at me. Tom had picked up his pace. Matt could hear Tom's balls slapping Chris's ass. Chris looked back over his shoulder to answer Tom, and our eyes met. Okay, suddenly this is first person. I'm into it. There was a singeing look of lust from the actor before his eyes locked with Tom's. Chris had not answered him yet, so Tom raised a hand and swatted Chris hard on the ass between pounding strokes. With a mischievous look, Chris still did not answer. Tom swatted him a few more times. Bam, 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 bam. Matt could see a red welt starting to appear on the targeted ass cheek. Oh, so he was either doing all right or left. I mean, he was not, being an equal opportunity swatter at all. Yes, brother, monkey boy likes riding your dick. Fuck me with that cock, Chris said loudly. I'm getting close. Fuck me harder, brother. Why is brother capitalized? This sounds like white nonsense. And why isn't there a comma between harder and brother? It just seems very, very bro, but not done right. I wonder where Levi's from. That's what I want to ask. I wonder where Levi is from. I know you like it. Yell it out. Tell me what you need. Tom yelling as he pounded harder, getting closer himself. Tom is from every American reinterpretation of A Christmas Carol. Just FYI. I need my brother to breed my ass, Chris yelled, and apparently clamping his ass muscles around Tom's cock. I'm going to come. I am going to breed that ass, Tom starts to yell. Do it! Breed my ass, brother! Chris yells. I'm coming now! Show Matt how you breed me! This is exactly how he said it. That is exactly how he said it. Don't try to convince me otherwise. Chris' body convulses around Tom's dick. Tom hears the last part of Chris's yelling, barely dropping hints, more like, bakudaning them on the ground. Chris is yelling and realized that they were being watched. Too surprised and turned on, Tom starts shooting his load, pounding away before thrusting deep in Chris's ass. This time it's possibly consensual breeding. Take that, you dirty monkey! Take my seed! Tom yells as he climaxes. His body shaking, he slumps over onto Chris's back. Why are we calling Chris Pratt a monkey? I don't get it. Matt had been stroking his cock, watching the two fuck. After seeing and hearing the actors both shoot their loads, his cock started shooting his. Ropes of cum were spraying on the polished hardwood floor. Oh no, the floors! Oh, we're gonna have to get some Pine Sol after this. As he slumped back against the door jab for support. I really like how when people come, it's just like way too much to handle. And they're just like, oh! Like, I know there's like a certain feeling of that, but we can still stand up if we try hard enough. It's not that hard. Chris laying with his friend and co-star, still buried cock deep in his ass. That was a huge load, Matt. Why don't you join us for some more fun? Chris said in a breathless voice. Sorry. That was a huge load, Matt. Why don't you join us for some more fun? Chris said in a breathless voice, lust still in his eyes. Matt walked over to the bed. Who was he to turn down? Two hot men, no question mark. Okay. That brings us to the end of part 2 of Chris Pratt's great day. Obviously, every day for Chris Pratt is just equally fantastic, so good for him. But they just finished, and they're already inviting, Matt in for some more fun. So, I mean, good for them. The refractory period must be like milliseconds, but I'd be like, I just came, you two just came. We haven't really talked about prep or anything yet. I'm sorry that keeps coming up, but like not having the conversation about your status, your cleanliness, your preparation, your intake or absence of intake of the actual prep medicine is quite important. And so before, jumping on a raw cock, you might want to ask yourself some questions, ask your partner some questions, because who knows where anyone has been? Have they been vaccinated? That is another big question. Are we wearing masks or not? Who knows? Anyway, thank you all for joining me for part 2. As always, I probably had a better time than you did, and that's okay. But if you had a good time and you loved this story, please absolutely do feel free to support our author this evening. Remember, our author is L. Stone, and you can support him at donate.nifty.org/donate.html. His name is Levi, or you can hit him up at his email address, which is right here, because he seems like a really cool guy, and I think he did a great job with the storytelling. And of course, if you would like to support me, please hit me at the link below, paypal.me/gomadango, and I'll receive all that money, because you know what? I tried to put my hair back, and what did I use? Dollar store clips. Because we are what? Not sickening. We are on a budget. All right, everyone, thank you so much. Again, have a wonderful night, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye!